Starting a business isn't for the faint-hearted. It requires hard work, resilience, and determination. There's no guarantee of success, but that uncertainty is also what makes it exciting. My journey began with a simple dream: to build something of my own, to create a business that wasn't just about making money but about leaving a lasting impact. I never knew exactly how it would unfold, but I knew that taking that first step was crucial. I remember sitting with myself, contemplating life and my future. The regular 9 to 5 was not what I envisioned for myself long term. I wanted to create something bigger, something that would not only bring financial freedom but also a sense of accomplishment. At that moment, I decided to pursue a business, and from there, the real journey began. Starting wasn't easy. As with any venture, the initial road was tough. I had an idea, but no substantial capital. At first, I didn't even have the resources or connections to launch the business properly. I remember the sleepless nights spent worrying about how to fund it. To make things worse, I had no track record in business, and convincing investors or potential partners was not an easy task. I turned to family and friends, borrowing small amounts and saving up every penny I could. But that wasn't enough. I had to make sacrifices. I had to take on side jobs, work extra hours, and even stretch my budget in ways I never thought possible. There were days when I almost gave up, but every time I thought about quitting, the image of what could be drove me forward. What kept me going wasn't just the dream of success, but also the realization that failure was not an option. Yes, I was scared, but that fear was the fuel I needed to push past every barrier. The turning point didn't happen overnight. It wasn't a big moment of revelation. It was a series of small wins that started to pile up. One day, a customer came back to me for a second order. Another day, a referral came in from someone who hadn't even been a client before. Slowly but surely, the business began to build a small but loyal customer base. I also realized that in business, trust and relationships matter more than anything. People want to do business with those they trust. I focused on building these relationships and on providing excellent service. I started listening to feedback and refining my products and services. Word of mouth started working in my favor, and that was the game changer. The day I signed my first big contract with a client I'd been working on for months felt surreal. That was the moment when I knew this was possible. Success was not just a dream, it was becoming a reality. After that turning point, the business slowly began to grow. I hired a small team and expanded the services we offered. Every day was a learning process. I learned how to delegate, how to manage my time better, and how to create a sustainable business model. But the key to my growth was consistency. Even when things didn't go as planned, I never gave up. As we got more clients, the revenue increased. But what was more important to me was the impact we were having on our clients' lives and businesses. When clients came back for repeat business, it meant I was doing something right. When I saw my team growing, my belief in the business grew as well. We started getting recognized in the industry. Our work was being acknowledged, and that was an amazing feeling. I realized that while success comes in different forms, money, recognition, clients, what truly mattered was the value we were creating. That was the driving force behind our growth. The biggest lesson I've learned through this journey is that failure is part of the process. There will be many obstacles, and not everything will go according to plan. But each failure is a stepping stone towards success. Don't let setbacks define you. Use them to learn and grow. Another important lesson was perseverance. When things seemed impossible, I kept going. There were times when I didn't know how I would manage the next step, but I kept taking action, even when the outcome wasn't clear. Perseverance isn't just about working hard. It's about working smart and not giving up when the road gets tough. Lastly, believe in yourself. In the early days, no one believed in me. I had to believe in myself when no one else did. It's easy to get discouraged by others' opinions or rejections. But if you're clear about your vision, and if you believe in your ability to make it happen, you'll find a way. Starting a business is an ongoing journey. There's no finish line. As I stand today, looking back at the journey I've come through, I know that the challenges never truly end. Every level of success brings new challenges. But I also know that every obstacle has prepared me for the next phase of growth. If there's one thing I would tell anyone looking to start a business, it's this: start. The hardest part is taking the first step. But once you do, everything becomes a part of your story. Your struggle, your growth, and your success. Keep moving forward, even if it's one small step at a time. The journey is worth it. Believe in your vision. Believe in your ability to make things happen. And most importantly, believe that your success is just around the corner.